Alright, so today we have an iPhone 14 Plus. It's damaged up here at the top. And the crack, not too sure if you can see it, but it kind of starts at the top and just goes all the way down the phone, just causing all kinds of problems. So went ahead and ordered a replacement screen. I'll leave a link in the description. But the first thing you want to do when you get it out is line it up on your phone so you can kind of tell where the important cables are in your connection. So that one's going to be on the bottom left side. So you want to make sure you're careful over there. The first thing you want to do is grab a penelope screwdriver and remove these two penelope screws. This is pretty common on just about every single iPhone. Once you remove those two penelope screws, you don't have to use a heat gun, but I would definitely recommend it, especially on these newer iPhones. Heat gun or a hair dryer. Heat gun works way better, but if you only have a hair dryer, I understand. And then you want a pry tool. I was using the Sesamo tool, but what works better is just a razor. Razor works very, very good. Just be careful, wear gloves, and make sure when you're around that cable that you don't go in too far. And always make sure you're prying up on that broken screen. But I would recommend a razor. This Sesamo tool works, but it was a little harder to get in there. But an iPhone 14, the glass is just in there really good. iPhone 14 Plus. When you open it up, it looks pretty bare. Usually there's a lot of other stuff, but I mean, they've got a shield covering like the power cord and everything, but there's two shields you're going to remove. One is for the digitizer, one is for the LCD, and up top you're going to remove the one that does the microphone and your earpiece and all that up there at the top. So there's two shields. Each shield has one screw in each, and they both use a Y screwdriver. I'll leave a link in the description to all these tools as well. You can buy all these tools for around $10 on Amazon, and they're not going to last you very long, but they'll get you through this phone repair and maybe another couple. If you want to get some good ones that are going to last, I can leave a link in the description for that. And then this little tool right here, you can use it to pop up the cables, and you can use your finger. I just got better leverage with that one. And then you just kind of take a look up here at the top, and there's two screws up here at the top. They're both Y screwdrivers. You're only going to need a penelope and a Y screwdriver on this repair. And you're going to unscrew those two bolts, those little screws at the top. Lay this little device here to the side. And then once you lay that to the side, that's it. And the only thing that's holding the rest of this down is it's kind of like, it got adhesive kind of stuck on there. So you want to be very careful with this part. So I went ahead and heated it up a little bit just to get it to come off. And this is where the Sesamo tool does come in handy. Don't try to take a razor to this. It'll cut right through that plastic. So I just got this little Sesamo tool. You can use the little rubber black piece right there you see. You can use that one if it helps you. And just take your time. If you need to use the heat gun or hair dryer again to kind of heat that up, you can do that. But just go slow. Just barely pull, barely pull, barely pull. If it's hung up or anything, take your heat gun, take your hair dryer, and just heat it up a little bit. It's just adhesive, but if you tear that cable, it's going to cause you a lot of problems. So make sure you take your time, you go slow. I can't say that enough. Just take your time. It's not a hard repair. Anybody can do this, but if you rip that cable, then you got to buy that whole new piece up there at the top. So if you just go slow, and all I'm doing is just prying on that little by little, and up here at the top, same thing, go very slow. And when you pull on it, it should just kind of come right out of it. It's kind of connected in little holes. It's not connected, it's just laying in these little grooves, and you want them just to come out of these little grooves. And once you do that, you pull it out, you lay it on your new screen, and you basically just push down and you put everything back on the little grooves. You'll see there's grooves on there, and they just line up. Everything lines up correctly. Little speaker goes in there. Everything just lines up when you put them in those grooves. And then you're just going to basically do the exact opposite. We're going to take our Y screwdriver. We're going to screw those two little screws on at the very top. And make sure that when you take these screws out, you lay them in the correct way that you took them out. because one of the screws is a little longer than the other, and if you screw it in wrong to the wrong hole, it can do like long screw damage. This is another part. You don't have to do this. These screens connect pretty good, but if it comes with it, I like to use it. And sometimes I'll actually use double-sided tape on some of these. But it's just a layer there to help put it down. Gives it kind of like a, I'm not going to say waterproof, but it helps kind of do like a water-resistant seal, if you will. It does help. And then just put those two connections back down. Put your little cover on that goes over the top. 1 or 2 screws, and that's it. Normally on a lot of these phone repairs, you'll turn the power. Make sure you turn the power off on the phone, of course. But usually I would take off the power button. But the power button is hidden behind this shield now. So you only take off those 2 cables. Power up your phone. Once you got your phone turned on, you're going to want to go to click on emergency and press like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kind of go back and forth on the phone. And just make sure that everything is working the way that it should. And other than that, that's it. iPhone 14 Plus. You'll just snap the screen down and put your 2 Penelope screws in, and that's it. So have any questions? Thanks for watching.